Good morning, everyone. It's 11 o'clock here in Florida, and welcome to my channel. And thank you, William Kenner, for coming on to say good morning, Betty. I wanted to say thank you for the last 30 days of your live broadcast. It has been truly a joy having you do this program, sending lots of love and hugs. And thank you, William. You have truly been a a blessing to me throughout my life. I've known you for a very long time. And I want to thank all of you who have been here. And I hope that you'll go back over these 30 days of happiness because it's so easy for us to be on that roller coaster from happiness to unhappiness and all of the things in between. We're sentient beings on a planet of polarities. We have dark and light, we have up and down, we have in and out, we have all of the opposites going on in our lives. And some days are good and some days are not so good. So knowing that that is a fact of life, don't expect to be woohoo, happy every day because it just doesn't work that way. But the more you practice happiness, dear souls, we promise you, Raphael and I promise you, your days will get brighter, your life will get more and more fun to be living, no matter what's going on with your physical body. And believe me, I know when you get old, you start having aches and pains, and that's just the way of life. We are young and then we are old. So don't count on it that it's going to be a piece of cake for the rest of this life because you've had 30 days of practicing happiness. But know that you've got tools now. You have these tools to happiness. And it is an attitude of mind. It is a discipline of the mind. You know, those holy men that have gone before us, that have come to earth to bring us the word of God in so many different languages and in so many different ways, they knew happiness. They knew peace and joy because they communicated with the divine. And to communicate with the divine, you can't have negative thoughts. There's just no room for God's divinity to be in that. But that doesn't mean God isn't there. Oh, please make it clear. God is always with you because you are. And let's read what it says today. I am a joyous being of divine light. I radiate light outward toward everyone and everything. I am grateful for the happiness that oozes from my very pores. My entire world reflects my happiness. My life is becoming better and better each day as I bask in happiness. All my needs are met each and every day of my life. I am constantly expressing my gratefulness. It is a far, far better life when I am happy. And so, dear ones, let this 30th day be a celebration, a day that you have learned to discipline the mind to choose only happy thoughts. And when you have a puzzle, and believe me, the puzzle of writing sometimes when the computer just doesn't want to work. I finally had a friend over yesterday to help me find documents I keep losing. And she taught me some things about how to organize my documents and not to just set them over to the side, but to put them in documents and then have it. And you know, it's as long as I've been playing with a computer, and it's been, well, since the 70s, I still am very much of a novice. And yet we've put out several books, and we're going to take a moment in this time to encourage you to read not just Raphael's books, but other books that are inspirational. When you feel yourself kind of falling down into the depths of, then pick up a book that's inspirational. And we do recommend this book. This book is called Letters from a Guardian Angel. It was one of the first books that Raphael dictated to me. And literally, that's what it was. I was sitting at the computer and I journal every day. And I was sitting at the computer and I heard these words in my head. And I knew it was Raphael. So I quickly got a new document up and I began writing the letters from a guardian angel. And the book is in larger print, which makes it kind of beautiful. But, there's like, this is number 14, duty. There's a lot of people that think of the military as serving your country, the duty you have to your country. Well, other people have come in with a feeling of duty to people they're going to meet. It's not karma so much as it is an agreement that you're going to be there for somebody else or you're going to help out somebody else at a certain time. There are stories out there about that, inspirational stories. And so Raphael has done these 50 letters from a guardian angel, and we have those on our webpage, which is Angel Betty Ray, ANDRAPHAEL.com. And I have to spell out Raphael because most people spell it differently. So you can pick this up there, and we will send it to you immediately. So this is one of the first books that Raphael channeled through me. And I see myself as a secretary for Raphael. I take dictation. And that's exactly how these 30 Days to Happiness came about. Now, these little booklets are also available. They're only $5. And I can send those to you by the mail because they go in just a little envelope and it doesn't take long to get there. So the shipping isn't very much. And for today, I won't even charge the shipping. I do want this to be in your hands. You've got it on the video. You can go back through it. But by doing this, having this on your breakfast table to look at every morning, it will help to remind you that it is your choice to be happy. And so we have other books that we're going to talk about because this is going to be our last video for a while. And that is, well, let's start with book 1. Now, I never thought in my 80s that I would be writing a novel. And this one is Soulmates and Angels. And it's about a young girl who talks and sees her guardian angel. And she's called the Nancy Drew of the 50s. Now, because this is written as sounding like a memoirs, because the author of it, Anita Lynn, is telling her story while she's in her 80s. People have thought that this is the story of my life. No, it's pure fiction, except for the experience that the young woman has with her guardian angel. And even that stretches beyond my experience. But it's a fun read, and it did make the #1 bestseller list on Amazon. And so we do wholeheartedly recommend that you get on Amazon and get that. And here is book 2. Now, this one is called Greed, or excuse me, this one, yes, it's called Greed. And it has to do with people that will do anything for money. And it is a horrendous story in a way, but yet Anita Lynn and her guardian angel, Alana, come through in saving the day. And so this is the second book that we wrote. We're working on the third book. And in the meantime, in between time, we wrote this little book. This little book, right side up, this little book is called Dear Angels, and it is an advice column for souls. Now, it's just wrapped with fun things. For example, okay, let's see what I can find. Here, Dear Angels, it seems so sad when what you know someone says is no longer so. These revealing truths can throw you a curve, and if you believe them, you could lose your nerve. I'm told this and that is not good to eat, and so it means I give up that treat. And then I'm told it's good for you, and my delight chases away the blues. It's so confusing, dear angel mine. I try and try, but still I find I never know what's good or bad. I'm telling you, it's really sad. And it's signed A Confused Soul. Now, on the next page, the guardian angel answers, Dear confused soul, your firmly held beliefs create your world, dear one. The currents of life push and pull you. You believe you have as much control as ruling the sun. How frightening fear and doubt are for you. Sometimes you feel you've lost your power. You are caught in a push me, pull me act. When you give another your personal power, it is so hard to take it back. So when doubt tries to manipulate and direct your life, and you start to feel uncomfortable, it's time to start saying no and take back your life. When you open to us, you are able, your guardian angel. And so this is a fun little book too. It's got some funny things as well as some very serious things. And we hope that you will look for this on Amazon as well as the other two books. Now, the first book channeled is called Life in Three Dimensions. And this is when I first began channeling Raphael with an entity called Hotep. And this was deliberately on Raphael's part to bring in a soul who had experienced sentient life. So that angels, my understanding is angels don't always experience sentient life, that their work is more with the spirit, with your soul, communicating, bridging the gap between the physical world and the non-physical world of spirit. And so this was the first one, and this has a whole lot of information in it. Now, that's done. We're going to put in a plug for the book that we've just finished, which is a conversation with Raphael. I'm asking the questions that all of you have been asking for a very long time. And everything from, is abortion really evil? And everything from, will I get a job? How do I get a job? And there's all kinds of questions that have been asked. And is my loved one safe on the other side? All of those questions are answered in this book that is coming out. I hope soon, within a month or two. We've had a kind of a hiccup with the book in the cover. I tried to come up with a cover, and I actually did a painting of Archangel Raphael, and I'm sort of sitting on his lap with my computer on my lap. And it just wasn't good enough. It was very amateurish, but people would think it's pretty good, but no. And I knew Raphael wasn't happy with it because everything kept stalling this coming to a fruition. So I invited my friend over, and I've invited my friend who is an artist to create a cover for this new book. And I know she will come through with something remarkable. And so I'm so excited to be offering you this new book, which is called Timely Messages from an Archangel. And the contents within the book itself has been written and it's done. All we need to do is get the cover and get it out there on Amazon. So look forward to that too. Ann White is with us. Good morning, Ann. And she says, thank you for all you share with us. I wish I had a question right now, but I don't have a clear one in mind at all. So bless your heart, Ann. I know if you have questions, you can pick up the phone. You've got my telephone number because you've already gotten readings from me, and I give it out to people who ask for a reading by emailing me at angelbettyrae@gmail.com, angelbettyrae@gmail.com. All you have to do is give me your email and we'll make a contact and set up a time when you can have a free consultation with the Archangel Raphael. And sometimes the Archangel comes through personally and talks to you, and I'm channeling it. That's called trans-channeling. Now, since this is our last day, I have decided that I am going to continue, maybe, I can't say exactly when, but I am going to be doing more videos, and I am going to channel Raphael directly. If you have questions, you can email them to me, and then we can put them on the video, and you can see them the next time. We'll try to have at least once a week, but I need to take time off after doing this for 30 days. And so we're going to have a few days off, and then we'll be back. And we will be bringing you more messages from the Archangel. But I plan to do some trans-channeling so that you can hear the voice of the Archangel through me. Now, it doesn't change. My voice is my voice, and it will sound like Betty Rae, and it will look like Betty Rae, but you will be able to tell the difference. And so, dear ones, on this last day to happiness, let's read what it says. I radiate light outward toward everyone and everything. I am grateful for the happiness that oozes from my very pores. My entire world reflects my happiness. My life is becoming better and better each day as I bask in happiness. All my needs are met each and every day of my life. I am constantly expressing my gratefulness. It is a far, far better life when I am happy. And God bless you, each of you. We're going to make this one short. If you have any questions, oh, Anne says, what do you say to us who are a bit fearful of what the archangel might tell us? Thank you for that question because that's not a bit uncommon. You see, Raphael expresses God's pure love. And with that pure love, you feel it. This is one of the wonderful things that I love about channeling the archangel for you is I get to feel that unconditional love. And I tell you right now, it's amazing. There is never any kind of criticism or judgment for what you have experienced in life. In fact, oftentimes you will be shown the wisdom of what has happened in what you thought was a screw up. You will find out the parameters around it, what's happened with the people involved in that situation, and how it was good. So when you can look back at your life and only see good, boy, do you glow with happiness. And I have to look at that too because throughout my 80 some years now, I have had what I think of as some really terrible days and nights and illness. And I could look back on relationship problems when I had to divorce my husband, my first husband, the father of my children. Oh, wow, what a traumatic experience I had with that and my four children. Now, my life is so filled with joy every day because I've been practicing it for 80 some years. And so, dear friends, the most important message you can get from the archangel is that you are loved with an unconditional love that you don't even know what it feels like. In fact, we've had stories from people who have died and gone to the other side, they've gone to heaven, and they didn't want to come back. They don't care who they left behind. They didn't want to come back because they were experiencing joy and love like they could never even describe. Well, you get a taste of it with the archangel. So, Anne, don't hesitate to get another reading, or Bill, please do that too, because each day is a new day in your life and new opportunities for you to grow spiritually and mentally and emotionally and to fill your life with happiness. It's thundering out there. And I still haven't looked at the video where I was doing one and a flash of lightning hit right outside in my backyard. I still don't know the expression on my face, but some people wrote me and said, "Oh, you should have seen your face." And so don't be surprised if I yelp and jump because we sometimes do get some pretty tropical storms here in Florida. And we're about to get some rain, which is always good. In fact, the rain is already coming down. But all right. So Bill Ketter says, "Yay, thunder timing was great." Yes, because what will the archangel tell us? It will be enlightening. And so I encourage each of you and all of you to tell your friends to come to Betty Ray, to bring Raphael to them, to lift them up, and to feel that total unconditional love that is for them. God does not judge. And, it's hard for people to believe who've been raised in a strict religion. There's going to be a boom of thunder now because we just had lightning. Get ready for it. There it comes. So listen, this is important. So yes, it is so important that you understand that there is no hell in the hereafter. The only thing that happens is people get caught up in their lives and the negativity of it, and they focus on the negativity of it, and it just gets worser and worser. And I can take that word and claim it as my own. But because what you focus on expands, gets bigger and bigger, and until you can't handle it anymore. And then that's when you finally say, "I give up, God, take it from me." And when you do that, the archangels and the angels surround you, and you can breathe again. You smile again because you don't have to carry these burdens. In fact, that's why we're here, Raphael and I, to bring you peace and joy and love. There is never anything that is except that in a reading with Raphael. Anne says, I've not had a reading already, but am now considering it very seriously. Thanks. And you're a timid soul, but I assure you, you will be telling other people that it was wonderful. I have people who have come to me from what people have told them by word of mouth, because I don't do any advertising, from all across the world. I remember a lady from Ireland. She was, I don't even remember how she found me, but it was so delightful to hear that little lilt of Irish language in her voice, particularly because I'm writing about an Irish grandmother in my novels. She has that little bit of brogue in her voice. And oh, and by the way, I have the first book on audio. We're doing an audio, and Rebel Medler has been my engineer, and she's just done a beautiful job in helping me. Every time I made a mistake, we had to go back and redo it. I felt so bad for her for the time that she was giving me. So look for that. I suspect it will be on Amazon as well. Get ready. Here's another boom. So, dear friends, I think we'll let you go for now. But I will be back, and I will be channeling the Archangel. This is something I'm not setting a time, so make sure you subscribe because you will find out about it when you do that. Bill Kenner says, surrendering is pure grace, Betty. God gets to whisper in chaos. What wisdom. I'm going to read that again. Surrendering is pure grace. God gets to whisper in chaos. When you can love every nature thing, when you get caught in a downpour, laugh. And I remember a time when my husband Joe and I we were going to a restaurant, and there was a downpour. And I laughed. I looked at him and I said, let's go. And so we opened the door, and we didn't run to the restaurant door. We walked and laughed all the way because by the time we got in, we were soaked and we were laughing. Do you see how you can find joy in anything when you have your heart and your mind and your soul in sync with one another? Joy is exquisite. And it doesn't matter what else is going on around you or in your body. When you can have that joy in your heart, you know you are a free person. No one, nothing, not any weather, not any person can ever disturb your peace and your harmony within you because you choose to be happy. God bless each of you, dear ones. And look for our new channel. We'll be back again, and it'll simply be Raphael Speaks. And that's what we're going to do next time we see you. Thank you, William. You said, grace be poured on you, dear one. Thank you for that blessing. We so appreciate you for coming, both you and Anne. And Anne, you can certainly get a hold of us, angelbettyray@gmail.com, and we will be happy to talk to you in person. And I'm sure you're going to love it because we only bring you joy and peace and harmony. There is never any judgment or criticism. Please know, God does not judge, and God has not created a hell. There is a between world, and we can talk about that another time. But for now, you are a being of light. Here comes more thunder. You hear it? Yes, because that's truth. You are a being of light energy that is God dwelling within you, shining out of your eyes onto your world and bringing you peace. And Raphael and I say, bye for now. See you next time.